Welkom terug by die groot ontbyt. Nou gesels ons oor ietsie wat mense wil sê reg Suid-Afrikaans is, maar dis wel 'n indringerplant. Maar dis reg Suid-Afrikaans eintlik. En ons is gesels vanmôre met Scallan van Afrika Botanicals en hulle is besig om Turksvy-olie te gebruik vir velsorg en dit is nogal merkwaardig wat dit vir 'n vel doen. Good morning, Gary.
Yes, good morning. Morning, how are you doing?
Lovely, thank you. Great having you with us on the show this morning. I must admit, when I first read the fact that you're using prickly pear oil and promoting prickly pear oil in skin regimes and skin care, I thought, my goodness, how's that possible? Where does the oil come from? I just think there's just juice in it. But tell me more about prickly pear oil. How do you extract it from prickly pears?
Okay, firstly, we're getting our seed from farmers in the Northern Cape and in the Free State. That's where the Apantia ficus indica, the cacti, grows quite wildly. And we've just finished harvesting. So the harvesting's taken place in January. Then the fruit is set out to dry, and then the seeds are dried, and then it goes through a cold pressing. So one cold press, which is your virgin pressing, and then the oil is extracted. But it takes can take up to 500 to 800 kilograms of seed to produce about a kilogram or a liter of prickly pear oil. So which makes it a little bit on the pricey side, but it also then kind of the oil is bursts with different vitamins, and it's just an incredible oil. Tunisia and Morocco are the leaders in Africa when it comes to this oil, but their environment is different in that they are being affected by diseases, the plants, whereas our prickly pear in South Africa, our cacti, the cold Free State, the cold Northern Cape winters, kills the hojas, kills a lot of the predators. And so we do have some of the best prickly pear oil in the world.
That is amazing. So it's from the pips, die binnekant van 'n Turksvy, die verstoppitte. Dis daar waar die olie vandaan kom. And there's been an extreme increase in the interest regarding prickly pear oil, isn't there?
Absolutely. The cactus, the Apantia ficus indica, was brought into South Africa in the late 1700s to be used for farmers, to be used as fences, as enclosures to keep cattle in, cattle out, sheep in, sheep out, and then it spread quite rapidly and ideal growing conditions in South Africa. And at the moment, I mean, the cacti is incredibly versatile. They're using the cladodes, the leaves of the prickly pear, of the cacti. They're using that as cattle feed. As you know, the fruit is being sold in the supermarkets, rich in vitamin C. And then the next part is the seed, which has been cold pressed into oil. It is a remarkable oil. We're exporting to China.
Wow.
So you speaking about this remarkable oil, what are some of the benefits? What makes this oil so special?
It's got three very kind of strong content of vitamins. So it's your vitamin E, your vitamin K, your vitamin C. The vitamin E helps with it's an antioxidant. It also kind of protects your skin from UV rays, environmental damage. Also takes away a bit of the puffiness, so it's anti-inflammatory. What's a nice thing about this oil is that, for example, there are doctors in the Free State who are actually giving their patients a bit of this oil post-operation. So they're encouraging patients to massage it onto the scars to prevent scarring and also to prevent the appearance of scarring, which is a fantastic thing. Also, with another strange thing that it's been widely used for right now is for tattoo artists. So once the tattoo has been put on the skin and all the inking has been done, tattoo artists are now encouraging their clients to use prickly pear oil to reduce the inflammation over that area, and also it seems to enhance the ink colors, which is amazing. Another very interesting one, and it's used mostly because of the vitamin K content, is the darkness around people's eyes, the bit of the puffiness. It seems to reduce the fine lines. A lot of women are using it for their skin routine. Men as well. I mean, I use it after shaving. I'll put it on my skin. It goes in raw, no flavorants, colorants, any form of kind of chemical. It's a pure 100% pure oil, and they're also using it for the fine lines around the eyes. But South Africans, being South Africans, are very productive and very creative. I got a call a couple of weeks ago from a tannie in the Noord-Kaap, and she's asked, she wants to experiment. She's heard about the prickly pear oil. She wants to experiment with it. En sy kry die boereseep en sy meng dit met die prickly pear olie, and now she's got a whole new cosmetic range for her clients. Here in the Western Cape, we've got another formulator who's making serums from the prickly pear oil, putting it in a bit of essential oils just to give it a different smell, different feel. Another great thing about the prickly pear oil, because I think if you can imagine the dryness of the environment that it grows in, it's an occlusive oil. So that means once you put it on the skin, it locks in the moisture. There are people with eczema and psoriasis that are using it successfully. Everybody's skin is different. That's all I can say, and it will have a different impact on everybody.
That's amazing, Gary. If we think about aloe, for instance, we're used to aloe being good for the skin, and this is also a succulent plant. So this, logically, it should have some unbelievable qualities, especially regenerative qualities for the skin. Tell me, you say it's just a pure oil. You can use it as a pure oil, not as something in a sulfie or anything.
You can use it absolutely as a pure oil. It absorbs very quickly. It doesn't leave any kind of greasy residue. Because it's a natural seed, if you smell it, it's got a slightly woody smell, which is par for the course for your marula, your baobab, zamenia, mongongo oils. Also got a slight woody smell. So I don't find it offensive, but somebody who's got probably a more sensitive sense of smell might just drop in a few drops of frankincense or a bit of neroli and create a nice serum. But what I'm loving about it is the creativity of South African formulators. And you've mentioned the aloe. And of course, people are experimenting. There's a burgeoning cosmetic industry in South Africa that is, I think, is waiting to burst. Very localized at the moment. We supply formulators throughout South Africa. So we get to know we get a feel of the creativity out there. What people are doing, how they're mixing it. I mean, you can also take the prickly pear, for example, mix it with some essential oils, and also then you can mix it with maybe a bit of marula oil. Everybody's experimenting, but what I love about it's such a new age type oil because there are no colorants, no fragrance. So once the farmers have provided the seed to the press. There's a press company in the Free State that presses the seed, and once that oil comes out, it is absolutely pure. It comes down to me in Cape Town, and then this is where we distribute the oil.
It's wonderful that there's such a diversity and so many uses for it. And like you say, the typical South African creative way of looking at something. It's great to see that happening. Gary, thank you very much. We've run out of time now. But thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's been lovely chatting to you. En hoe lekker om te weet dat Turksvy ook 'n lekker ding is behalwe vir eet. Jy weet, die olies en die smeer. Dis Gary Scallan. Hy's natuurlik van Afrika Botanicals en hy het ons vertel van Turksvy-olie. Magtig. Ek sal van dit moet gebruik.